back in 2015, 2016 that has my kids on it, has me on it. Very large back then. And she shows it in her live like it's evidence of something I've done wrong. Sorry, I have a TikTok with me being fat. Come on, grow up. It's like, do something better with your life. I was off this app for a little over a month and they still, I don't know. It is what it is. And yes, Frank is in jail. He will be out in 3 months because he got a job in there and they do like a 2-for-1. I don't know all the different things with jail, but he works in there, so I guess it's 2-for-1. It will take 14 days off every month, and then he got 20 days off for good behavior, being a good boy, I guess, right away. So, yeah, but he wasn't really doing anything financially for me anyways. Oh, absolutely, Stephanie. Absolutely. But the facts are, yes, Frank went to Kentucky. Frank lost his truck in Kentucky. Frank just got back up here. He was back up here for New Year's. And then he got arrested a couple weeks ago, I think. So, I don't hunt. It's not my thing. Not my cup of tea, for real. But the obsession is just gotten sick. It's just old. Really old. They sit in their little cackling fest and do their thing. And, you know, they've called housing. They've called DHS. They've called this person and that person. They're just looking dumb at this point. I mean, that's stuff that I'm having to fix. Sorry if I missed anybody's comments. I don't mean to. I try to answer everybody. I mean, I hope every one of my followers that has been there for me and supported me one way or another, you know, not necessarily financially, but mentally, you know. I hope you all know, if you have a question that you need to ask me, if you approach it to me respectfully, I will answer it. I have no problem answering it. And my handle for my oven broke off. One step at a time, right? Alright, one sec. I had to clear that out. But yeah, I mean, and I've never, ever, and anybody who has been following me from day one will vouch for me, I've never asked for help financially with anything to do with my cancer at all. So, never. Because I have been in remission, so. Thank you. It's good. Bacon, because I don't know if I can handle. Nini, what's happening with my checks? Yes, I'm getting a check. My check has been decreased down to a little bit under $700 now. Because they're deducting $181 out for the Med B until I get my state of Maine benefits back. And basically with that, somebody, God knows why, had made a phone call saying that I was living in Kentucky. So I get a disability check. So now there's a investigation to make sure I'm actually in Maine. I've been in Maine for 2 years now, so, but they have to investigate anything like that because people do fraud. But again, I have the proof of all that, so it's not a big deal. Hey CJ, I'm so happy I found you again. It's supposed to be the end of March, but I think I might be postponing it because one of the reasons for Frank coming back up here was to be up here for my surgery, because I can't take care of myself. So I might have to postpone it till he gets out of the slammer. Yeah, I really did not know that he had a warrant since 2020. Did not know. I mean, he was pulled over down in Kentucky several times, never was told. I mean, he's had conversations with certain cops up here, never an issue, so just, I don't know. I thought it was all situated. And then as far as the really nasty rumor that's going around about Frank, that's crossing the line, and that's one thing I can't get into. Oh yeah, they've been investigating for quite some time, River. Quite some time. Basically since the first day I came on here and asked for help. But it sucks. But I haven't been on here much because, number one, it was starting to get to my kids. You know, moms and dads were apparently telling their kids, and then their kids will go to school and confront my kid, and I'm not okay with that. I will go without air for my kids. All right, just really quickly, Frank he's still my ex-boyfriend. We split up. He went to Kentucky like 3 months ago, and then he came back up here in beginning of January, and didn't know he had a warrant since 2020. He got picked up on the warrant because lots of lovely internet trolls decided to call and tell him where I live. He happened to be bringing me groceries that day, and he got... I shouldn't laugh about it. Oh my God. But the way it happened is the only cop on the Sanford Police Department force that we actually even know is the one that saw him pull in with his mother. Talk about luck. But this one cop isn't even supposed to have contact with me, so... I shouldn't laugh about it because it's not funny, because I don't think anybody belongs in jail, except for certain criminals that do certain things. But yeah, I shouldn't laugh about it. But the way it happened, I mean, he was with his mom bringing me groceries, and the one cop that can't have contact with me is the one that gets them. It's funny. I'm sure you can, but I hope you're naming those people under accurate reasons, not just because you think that you know what's going on. But yeah, you know, and then I went over and talked to the police station, and I guess they keep on getting... When I walked in, they're like, boy, you're quite the popular belle on TikTok, aren't you? I'm like, oh my Lord almighty, are you serious? They're like, yeah, we have a lot of people calling saying theft by deception. I'm like, okay. And I show them my Venmo and I show them my Cash App right there. I'm like, there's no consecutive, you know, everything's been reported to housing, which they verified. So, yeah. It's just, it sucks because, you know, granted, you know, CPS doesn't really fall into my category. People are bored, honey. They're so bored. It's because back when COVID happened, well, actually before COVID, we were living in Portland.